Hey, you guys, I'm back. There's somebody in the room, but you guys can rewatch when you get time or whatever. But I wanted to talk about the pursuit of happiness. Whose dreams are you chasing? I at times will meet someone and I sit back, I listen, and they'll tell me things that they've accomplished and things that they want to accomplish. And I found myself putting my own dreams, wants, and desires to the side to help them accomplish their dreams, their wants, and their desires. And then once the friendship ends, then I tend to get like really depressed and then don't know where I'm at and things like that. Um, and for the last week or so, different people have been contacting me for advice and things like that because, people are just lost. And I hope through my experiences that I'm going to share um, and where I'm at right now, it can help somebody, find themselves or begin to find themselves. Be patient with yourself. Take yourself. Be kind to yourself because it's not easy. It it isn't. It's changing your whole thought process, your whole mindset. So here we go. Um, I had a friend. Um, I'm not gonna say names. I'll just call my friend Bob. I had a friend named Bob. Good friend, everything. And my friend Bob would tell me how much he liked to. We're just gonna say draw. He was passionate about drawing. That was his life. From what he told me, although I've never seen him draw, although I uh, never experienced seeing any of his artwork or anything of that sort. I was like, okay, so that's what you're passionate about. Come on, let's go. What do you want to do with this? Let's take it here. Let's take it there. Finding myself working long hours and day in and day out to help him pursue a dream, and nothing came of it. Nothing at all. So it was wasted. And that found myself being frustrated with him, being mad at him, like I helped you. Like, I'm here. Use me. Um, let me help you get to where you want to be, or where I wanted you to be, where I wanted him to be. Um, and then when the friendship ended, I found myself like I didn't even know what I wanted to do for myself, let alone all the work and time and effort I put into him, trying to get him to pursue his dreams. Um, I couldn't get it back. So I was pissed and start doubting myself, start doubting everything I wanted to do. So I didn't, I didn't pursue my dreams. I didn't go after my dreams because I didn't have any dreams at that point in time. I couldn't locate them. I didn't know where they were. And I wanted to be mad at him. You made me do this, and that, and you did absolutely nothing with it. You had me um, there doing this and I stayed up and did that for you and you did nothing with it. How dare you? Blah blah blah. Well, over time, it's happened to me more than once. It's happened to me multiple times. But um I found that I wasn't mad at anyone but myself. I wasn't not only mad at anyone but myself, but the frustration was more or less on me because he never asked me to do anything. He shared his dreams with me and I took them and I ran. So, yes, I was a dream robber. The dream burglar, however you want to put it. Um, I would take his dreams and use my own visions and what I seen for the dream and run with it. Um, and it took for the friendship or relationship to end for me to realize that um, It wasn't his dream. It wasn't his vision. Just because somebody's passionate about it don't mean that they want to do it. Don't mean they want to pursue it on a level that you feel like they can't pursue. You can have the best wishes for them and the right intention. But the thing with intention is it's just that intention. Is what your feeling is going into the matter. It's what how you feel about doing something. It's why you want to do it or how why you feel you should do this or whatever. But even with that, it changes, especially when that person don't do what you want them to do. So you become controlling and you don't even see it. You get on a very, very, very cold ass power trip and don't realize that you're on this cold ass power trip for somebody else's dreams. The late nights that you spend, whatever you, the money that you invest, however, whatever you do to help that person pursue their dreams, that is what frustrates you. That is what ends up making you upset because all that time, effort, money, energy that you put in somebody else, you actually should have just put it in yourself. You would have reaped the benefits and been further along. Um, and so I just was like, whose dreams, sit down and ask yourself, whose dreams are you pursuing? Even if you're in a relationship or marriage or whatever, that person is your support factor. They support you if they can do something to help you further you along, whatever, but you got to do the work yourself. If you find yourself investing in someone who does not want to do it, that means that you are now giving them your vision for their dream. And that there's nothing solid in there. Like, there's nothing promised. Nothing is promised. So friendships, relationships, hell, even marriages are not promises. Or because promises are going to be broken. Or can be broken, I should say. Even with children, you being a parent, it's nothing's promised. They can grow up and be completely different from what you initially raised them to be, or however you want to say it. But at the end of the day, whose dreams are you pursuing? Who 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 told you to pursue somebody else's dreams? Why? Um, and I don't know if it's going to be the same for you once you sit down and you ask yourself just these questions and you come into reality. But for me, I found that I was pursuing somebody else's dreams because I lacked the faith and the confidence in my own dreams. I lacked the faith and the confidence in my own self. So instead of having it for myself, I projected that for somebody else. I try to help somebody else get further along. And I didn't want the notoriety. I didn't want, you know, to be seen. I didn't want nobody to know it was me or whatever the case may be. I can quite frankly care about that. What I wanted was just to see somebody else do it and trial and error. So I kind of made that person, like, not only that person, but many people in my life, guinea pigs. Trial and error type of people. If you go and you succeed, then guess what? I can do it because I'm in the background. So even though my intention started off pure, it ended up being a very manipulative energy. It became more or less like, oh, well, if I help you with this and this happens and the world receives it correctly, then I am um then what I'm doing is I'm winning because now I know this formula works and I can now use it for myself. Or I can use it for somebody else and get everybody on and we're all going to be great or whatever. And some people ain't going to take you with them. You got to realize that too. People change, shit happens. But also, like, for me, it wasn't doing anything. It was putting me in a false mindset of I was working, I was doing something. But literally, I was just running around with like a chicken with my head cut off because it wasn't my dreams. It wasn't my vision. It wasn't for me. Um, so I was out of order, completely out of order. I thought that I was doing something big, something great, or something wonderful. And in all honesty, I wasn't. Um, Even when at times I felt betrayed because the person decided they didn't want to do what it is that I asked them to do or that I wanted them to do or whatever the case may be. Um, the betrayal wasn't them to me, it was me to myself. I betrayed my hopes, my dreams, what I felt I wanted in life, where I should have been or could have been had I just did it myself. How I had I stopped living in fear. Had I stopped, because once you live in fear, it's a lot of manipulative energy in fear. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's a lot of manipulative energy in fear. Fear is you lying to yourself and telling yourself you can't or you can't do or it's impossible or whatever to do something. Fear-based things are manipulative energies. They deceive you in believing and trick you in believing that things are impossible when they're very well impossible. Um, every situation I went through, I am now at a better place of understanding that those situations brought me here to here. No, I don't have a lot of subscribers. No, people may see my videos like, she's lame. I don't like her, whatever, and not ever click on another video. People may not even subscribe to my channel. Whatever the case, they may not even hear me. But the truth of the matter is this: I hear me. That's why I'm going live. That's why I'm doing YouTube. That's why I do Instagram and whatever the case may be, because I hear me. And because I hear me, that's so powerful in its own right. I'm not looking for somebody else's direction. I'm not looking for somebody else's approval. And that's another thing. Who are you seeking um, approval from? Who are you looking to validate you? Ask yourself those questions too. What are who when you do all this, whose approval are you seeking? Because I know at that point in time I was seeking their approval. I was seeking um, validation from them because I didn't validate myself. And my thing is this: how can you move somebody's career along or dreams or hopes or whatever, and you're not valid yourself? Um, you can't vouch for yourself. So if you can't vouch for yourself, how are you selling this to somebody else? Who are you seeking validation from? Um, ask yourself those questions. See what the answer, and be honest. And I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy because it's not, and I'm not going to tell you it's going to the answers are going to appear right then and there because they may not. But I will tell you it's worth it. It's worth it. Um, it's very much so worth it. But yeah, back to my little rant about this is about me. This is about me growing. This is about me trying. Um, I don't want to continue to wake up and feel lost. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to give nobody else power over myself. I don't want to give myself the negative energy that I have been giving. I'm trying to be kind to me. I'm trying to be positive to me. And not only that, inspire myself. And if I so happen to inspire others in the process, that's a great, beautiful, wonderful thing. But at the end of the day, I cannot inspire you if I don't inspire myself first. I cannot save you unless I save myself. I can't teach you how to pursue your dreams until I do it myself. I cannot give you anything that I cannot give myself. So I got to do Monica first. I got to take care of me first. And the benefit of me taking care of me first is a peace of mind. Um, because that used to keep me up at night too. Well, I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Why didn't they just do it this way? Blah blah blah. And then I start for every question you have for somebody else, ask yourself that same question. Try it that way. Um, why doesn't so and so like me? Why don't I like me? Can you be that honest? Can you be that clear with yourself? And can you honestly answer yourself? Um, why didn't so and so want to pursue this? They're good at it. I mean, I don't get it. Well, why didn't I want to pursue this? I'm pretty good at it. People keep telling me I should do it or whatever the case may be. So whatever questions you have, ask yourself those questions before, because if you cannot answer those questions yourself for yourself, then you shouldn't be asking somebody else those questions, unless it's a question of knowledge, of course, like excuse me, plain knowledge. But if it's like, why don't you like me? Why did you walk away? Why did you lie to me? Blah, blah, blah. Ask yourself the same damn questions, because 9 out of 10, the answer is already within you. Why did somebody lie to me? People lie to me for different reasons. One reason is because I'm a very, very, very um, intense person. And to be my friend, to be tied to me or whatever, I'm super intense. My emotions are intense as hell. So a part of that is um when you disappoint me, oh, when you disappoint me, I tend to I go on these rants and I don't even know what I'm saying half of the damn time. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not making any excuses. It's truth. I become very unapologetic. I become very strict because you are not fitting in my mode. And I had to come to the reality of my mode isn't your mode. You're tied to me. You're not me. You're not within me. So with that being said, like um it's one of those type of things where I had to ask myself the same damn question. And a lot of and I came up with that was what was given to me. You're too intense. You demand things that you don't even give yourself. You demand the truth, but you won't tell yourself the truth. So other people that you're demanding this truth from, they're hiding things from you just like you're hiding things from yourself. And probably for the same damn reason. I was hiding things from myself because I was afraid of success. I was afraid to succeed. I was afraid to try. Because I didn't see anybody else doing what I was doing. And even when I did see other people doing what I was doing, they was not in my circle or around me like that. So, or if they were, I would make the excuse of, oh, that's them, that's not me. Their personalities like this, or they look like that. That's why people are more gravitating towards them and not me. Um, so I had excuses, a lot of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, I'm in my garage, by the way. So if you see all that, that's the garage stuff. But it's one of those type of things where you got to realize that it comes a point in time where you got to deal with you. So those questions that you are asking people, or you're questioning your God, universe, whoever you worship, ask yourself those questions. Go inside, go internal. Um, and I mean, I'll put it like this. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to give you an example. Example. I'm going to ask myself 2 questions, and I'm going to be completely open and completely well, somewhat transparent. It's not in a physical sense, but you get it. Um, and I'm going to answer uh, clearly. And after I ask myself these 2 questions, whoever is in this live, I think it's 2 people in this live, you guys can ask me 2 questions after I ask myself. Okay, that's the deal. If you don't feel like typing in, that's fine. That'll be completely fine. So I will let you know when to type. Don't type yet because it will knock me off whatever I'm doing. Alrighty. So right now I'm envisioning someone that I would like to ask questions to, that maybe a lot of things are unanswered. So when you see me close my eyes, I am envisioning that person. I'm going to speak to that person, um, and Ask them the questions, okay? Here we go. Why this is hard to do, sorry. Um, I see that you got involved in other relationships. Why wasn't I worthy enough to be in a relationship with you? What was missing? I'm going to count that as one question. Now, I visualize the person, I ask them the question. And now I'm going to ask myself the question. Why wasn't I worthy enough to be in a relationship? Why, what was wrong with me? Why, I seen that you had other relationships. Why wasn't I worthy? The very answer to that is I didn't even know myself. I didn't know me. I didn't even know what I wanted. I didn't know what I needed. I didn't know what I desired. I just know I wanted to fill a void because I didn't want to deal with myself. So if I couldn't deal with me, why would somebody else want to? If I couldn't give myself the time of day, why would somebody else want to? I just answered the question for the person. I don't have to hit them up and, beg and plead for an answer that I just gave myself. Okay. Next question for myself. For myself. And I'm going to envision another person. Okay. Here we go. Why did you abandon us? Sorry. The person I envisioned. And that question is kind of like a really personal and deep question, but the answer is going to come because, like I said, um, I'm just going to be honest. And then, so if you see a little couple of tears, then know that that's real. Why did I abandon myself? Because I didn't think I was important enough. Well, let's be honest. It wasn't that I didn't feel like I was important or worthy. It was, I felt like the need was somewhere, the need for me was more important to be active in motivating someone else's life than myself. I abandoned my dreams, my hopes, my desires because it hurt too much to look at them. Eventually, it just hurt too much. It hurt too much to, oh, excuse me, to give them any type of. I'm so sorry. I may start crying. So, like I said, if I start crying, it's real, and it's just me. But it hurt too much because when I looked at my hopes and dreams or whatever, I seen failure. I seen failure. It was easier to go and help somebody build theirs because if they failed or if I failed at helping them, then guess what? It wasn't my hopes or dreams, and I no longer had to carry that because I already was carrying my own um, failures. So I abandoned ship, and I didn't abandon it because it was still with me, but I ignored it because it hurt too much to give it attention. It hurt too much to be honest with myself and said I failed. I had a part in this failing, whether it did not start because I was mean to myself, whether it did not start because um, of me not having the confidence, whatever the case may be. It just did not start, or whether it did start and I didn't continue with it. I got easily distracted or whatever. It hurt, yes. That's why I stayed abandoned. That's why I abandoned ship. That's why I abandoned you. And that's to me. So, like I said, I made it through with no tears. Ooh. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. The same questions that I wonder, and I want to ask people whatever. I start asking myself and giving myself the answers, because nobody can do something to you unless you allow it. So if you allow them to do those things to you, then that means that that's something within you that's an issue. And instead of looking outward, look within to find those answers, and find solace in, okay, I may not get the exact answer I want from this person because I can't control them. They got free will. But I can get an answer. An answer is better than no answer and continue to go through the same cycle and circle. It's so much better, because then you can start helping yourself. You can start building yourself. And with that comes growth. Growing pains are a bitch. They hurt. I'm going to be honest. It's not going to be easy. It's not an easy road. It's not beautiful. It's not, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's real. It's raw. It hurts like hell, but it's worth it. I know you don't know me. And so I'm not asking you to trust me, but I will tell you to fall to your knees if you pray. I will tell you to meditate and access the universe, whatever you worship or whoever you worship or however you do it, and ask them for guidance is so much more worth it. So if you want to ask me a question, you can. But like I said, I'm just being real with myself. I'm being real with you guys. And like I said, if only you three people that's in my life hear it, if only one person heard it or whatever, the last thing is, I heard it. I did it for me. And it sounds selfish. I get it. Because yeah, I'm talking about myself. And I'm putting up with my own ish. So there you go, selfish. Oh, see how I did that? I flipped it. Mm. But I'm dealing with myself. So yeah, it's gonna sound selfish. It might sound a little, she's snooty, she a little arrogant. No, I'm not. I'm one of the most humble people you will ever meet. One of the most giving people that you will ever meet. But I had to make sure my giving was correct, because at first it was wrong. I was giving with the intentions of just being, oh, I'm giving, I'm sowing seeds and whatever. And then I found myself going back home and having no garden. I had no garden to tend to. I had no seeds, no nothing, and was completely depleted. And when I was sitting in my cabin, I do a lot of analogies just to let you know. When someone doesn't answer, it's a consider an answer itself. Yeah, yeah. If somebody does not answer a question, that is an answer itself. Yes. Dealing with yourself is the most important thing. Talk and tell you who you are. Yes, you're correct, Carrie. But Dajay, or Shay, or D, what are we calling you today? No answer is an answer. But you can't, it's how you perceive it and where you take it. Because most people are like, oh, no answer is no answer. Forget him then. He must be in his, or she. I'm sorry. I keep saying he a lot because I am a woman. But sometimes no answer means that person is just as stuck as you are. They don't have an answer. And sometimes it means and because you're clicking on this video and you gotten this far, then you see some type of way to give yourself an answer. And maybe that person hasn't clicked on this video, or somebody hasn't told them that they need to start dealing with them, so they don't even know the answers within themselves, so they can't give you an answer. And instead of lying to you or playing with you like they know everything, or feeding you bullshit, they just don't say shit. Or sometimes people just don't want to say anything because they're scared. People are scared of feelings. People are scared to love. That's like honest. People are scared. You would think that, oh, it's easy. Love isn't easy. Loving your damn self isn't easy. Woohoo! Because you got to deal with you all the time. But loving somebody. So if you have not learned the balance of loving yourself yet, you cannot learn the balance of loving someone else. A lot of people don't even love themselves. Hurt people hurt people. Um, unloved people cannot love people. So, yeah, the detached can be attached. So they say. Any other questions? And that is true. The detached can be attached. Because the second is someone who is a detached type of person. Because I used to be that too. I had no feelings. I was very detached. Um, and I learned how to attach myself mistakenly. Well, I'm not going to say mistakenly. It was surprisingly. I learned how to attach myself. And, ooh, do people get stuck all the time? Sorry. Ooh. Do people get stuck all this time when you say sorry, even when you never did? Um, why are you apologizing? You only are stuck in an apology or waiting for an apology, um, even if you did nothing wrong. It's because you're not looking at the whole story. I learned that, and y'all keep saying she's. It's not like she's a pervert. It's truth. It's all about you. That's the thing. Everything is about. Even in apologies, but I hate to say, and I'm gonna be honest. I hate to say when, well, you forgive others, not for them, but for yourself, and you ask for forgiveness, not for others, but for yourself. That sounds so damn arrogant and so damn cocky. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like saying it, but I mean, there's some truth to it. I'm not gonna deny it, but I just don't like it. Basically I've stayed stuck looking for an apology for somebody because I didn't want to even apologize to myself. Because apologizing to myself meant that I would have to look at where I went wrong and what I did to mess up the whole situation. But by the time I got to that point of realizing I need to apologize to myself, things got real. I understood and started to see where what I did was wrong, where I went wrong, even if it's at the point of just because I stayed in a situation. I apologize because I viewed you like this. I wanted to see you like this. I didn't want to change. I didn't want to let you go. Whatever the case may be, I didn't want it. You made a decision of free will, and I tripped or whatever out of it. So even if I accepted your change, I accepted your change by lying to myself and saying I could deal with your change when I really knew I couldn't deal with it. I didn't agree with it or whatever the case may be. But I held on to. I'm sorry, I keep seeing stuff. I don't have my glasses on. I lied to myself. So when it was time for me to really look at this whole situations, it's more than one situation. I've been through some stuff. I'm old enough. Um, and I can truly say I've been through some things. So when I look at the whole situation, then I realize, wait a minute. First of all, you lied. You deceived yourself and you deceived that person. You told them you could put up with something that you clearly knew you could not deal with. Secondly, oh, just apologizing out of the blue. I'll get to that once I finish this part. Um, and and actually, he's gonna go right into it. There you go. So basically, so when you start to apologize to yourself, you gotta, if you can, if only if you can, reach out and apologize to that person. And I know you're like, I didn't do nothing wrong. He or she messed this all up. That's their fault. That's what keeps you stuck. You gotta remember. You gotta constantly remember what that person did to remember why you don't like them. So that's what keeps you stuck. But if you want to unstick yourself, then you're dealing with you and apologizing, then you also got to find a reason to apologize because not one person messes up a friendship, relationship, or any type of shit. Not one. It takes both. Either I said or did something that you didn't let me know or whatever, but regardless of what it is, you apologize. Now, when you go to apologize to the person, and this is for you, KP, since you asked, sometimes people are not going to accept it. Why? Because they're not where you're at. And that doesn't mean you're better or you're worse. It just means you guys are not in the same space. So you can't expect for people to take things the way you take them. And it may come completely out of left field for them. They may have thought that they was done and over with the situation. I'm done. I'm out, whatever. And then they get this apology. And when you apologize, you can't just say, I'm sorry or I apologize. Details are needed. And a part of the details that's needed is a change of action as well. What's the point of saying something if you're going to remain the same? That means you really got to go in. You really got to go deep and you really got to sort yourself out. And when you are ready, you apologize. And when you apologize, say, I apologize for, please forgive me for. You can't, he said, if they're expecting the worst from you. You can't tell me what somebody else is expecting. Okay, look, I expect for people to log on here and understand what I'm saying and get a blessing. That's my expectations. I can't say what somebody else expect. I can only assume. When you assume, you make an ass of yourself, first of all. Secondly, you're not doing it for them. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. It's not solely for them. It's not solely for them to reply. It's not for them to change their mind. It's not for them to manipulate. It's to help get closure. Not only for you, but for them too. It's like, I see that I put this load on you. You did whatever with this load or whatever the case. I don't know everybody's life, so I can only talk about my experiences. Oh, excuse me. I could have run and been victim a whole lot of times. I choose not to. Not anymore. I've done it. I'm not gonna lie. It's no fun being a victim. It's no fun carrying burdens. So part of me wanting to get unstuck was me saying, how can I do this? Because it's frustrating the hell out of me. I want to move on, but I can't. I thought I did. Today I did, but tomorrow I went back. One of those type of things. It was crazy. But I found myself releasing by apologizing, by acknowledging that that person didn't do anything to me that I didn't allow to be done to me. Whether they set the tone and they started it, I finished it by staying. So I apologize to myself for staying, but then I also got to apologize to them for me staying. Because I'm quite sure I know myself. When I'm disappointed, like I said before, I go in rants. I don't remember what the hell I said. You gonna get life and then some. Well, that used to be me. That's not me anymore. I've learned. So did that answer your question, KP? I hope it did. Make sense. Like, it's not about what they expect. It's about what's right. It's not about whether they accept it or not. It's about what's right. It's integrity. Doing what's right, even when nobody else sees it or even agrees with it. It's doing what's right. It's values, it's standards. Do you have them? If you do, I suggest you use them. Tap into them. Did that make sense? Yes, no? Maybe so. Well, I'll wait for his reply. Still not getting a reply. Anyways, but I just wanted to come up here and say that I'm not sure if I'm going to be making videos every day. I do have a whole entire life. After you sometimes it's in the process of working on yourself. Sometimes there are apologies or you get the epiphany or whatever the message during the time that you work on yourself. And that's when I got mine. I was in process of working on myself, trying to figure myself out. And it came to me. You need to apologize. We can't go any further with you. Me can't go any further with me until you, first of all, apologize to us because we ain't giving you nothing. And when I say we, I mean me. I'm not giving you anything until you apologize to me. And you are sincere. You know what you're apologizing for. Don't ever apologize if you don't know what you're apologizing for. Don't apologize if you're not going to change your behavior. If you know you're not going to change your behavior, you have no desire to do so, you don't resonate with that person, and that person doesn't resonate with you, cut them off, let them go. Don't let them go months and months or years and years thinking that you are trying to make a change and that it's a change you just don't want to make. Please don't do that. Don't set yourself up for that type of karma. Um, but yeah, sometimes it happens within a process, and it is most of the time it will happen in the process. It will happen when it dawns on you that you need to apologize to you to go forward. But apologizing to you, you need to apologize to all parties, which means anybody that you was dealing with at the time. And just know, I've apologized to people genuinely, wholeheartedly. But before you either click the send button or talk to them or whatever, okay, what do you do if you apologize to that person, but they accept it, but they don't apologize to you? Nothing. That was what I was getting at. Draining as hell. Don't have time. Then you don't have time for yourself. But if that's what I was getting to. You before you click that send button, before you ring a ding ding, show up at the door, however you contact them to apologize to them. If you cannot contact them in a physical sense, contact them mentally, meditate and write it down and repeat it and visualize them and say it to them, just like I visualized the people that I wanted to know some answers from or whatever. But it's if they don't apologize back for the things, they're not where you're at, and that's fine. You cannot, when you apologize, you cannot go in there and apologize with expectations, because that's just like saying I'm sorry, but um you can't do. If you're apologizing, apologize, change the behavior and move the hell on. But if you're looking for you to apologize and you looking for it to set a tone of, well, I apologize, where's mine, then you didn't learn shit. When you are to that point where you apologize, that means you've already forgiven them for the actions that took place. So like, say for instance, you was not in the wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Let me stop, I guess I tried. Anyways, that means that you are still placing blame. Still placing blame. You can't control people, they have free will. So if they messed up somewhere or whatever, let them deal with them. Hopefully they will see it and they'll apologize to you, whatever. But if you go to them and you apologize to them and you're expecting an apology back in return, you're dead ass wrong. You're still in a situation or in the mind frame of controlling. Period. Um Ooh, my eyes are, see, I'm starting to look at myself, notice things. But that's the truth. You don't go with expectations, you go genuinely and say, I apologize for this. And a part of my apologies is me changing the way I think, changing the way I look, however, but it's a part of me changing. So if you're going to expect an apology, you're dead ass wrong. You're still trying to control a situation. You're still trying to control somebody's free will. Everybody isn't going to apologize. Everybody isn't going to accept it. And everybody doesn't want to deal with them. Just because you're ready to deal with you and you're dealing with you, don't mean that everybody else is ready. Doesn't mean that everybody else wants to. And you got to accept that. If you want to, you can't be controlled unless you want to, right? Yeah, but then this is the thing. If I see where you're going with this, if I go and apologize to someone, and why can't people accept you for you? Can you accept you for you? Who are you seeking validation from? That's my question. Who are you seeking validation from? Who are you looking to accept you? Because if you can't accept you, nobody else can. But if you can accept you, somebody else accepting you or not doesn't matter because you got you. And as far as the other part, what you were saying, Dean, oh, you can't be in control unless you want to, right? Yeah and no. Yeah, it's like this. If you are, this is just about responsibility, personal responsibility. If you are a person, and I'm going to get back to you, Whitney, but if you are a person that's going to apologize to another person and you think that you deserve a apology for what they've done, sit your ass down. You don't deserve shit. Nothing is promised. You allowed yourself to stay in a situation. You're not being accountable at all. Um, and you're going back with a vengeance. And if you go no, and this should let you know too. If you go back and you're like, well, I deserve a apology, whether you're low vibrating, you're being manipulative, and you're still being controlling, sit your ass down somewhere and really deal with you. But if not, and you go, if you and you go to that person, well, I can only if that person lets me control them, then they'll let me control them. That is some BS. You really need to look at yourself. Really look at yourself. If you take solace in controlling somebody else, that means you like controlling yourself. That means you don't like yourself, you don't know yourself, and you're not trying to. You're avoiding yourself. And like I said before, hurt people hurt people. So because you're hurt, you don't want to deal with you. You're enforcing somebody else to deal with some bullshit too. It's like you know that they don't know themselves, so you're gonna take advantage. And I'm gonna tell you like this: karma is a bitch. You reap what you sow. Uh, you don't deserve shit unless it's given to you. I don't really get that one. But far as family, you're not obligated to them. I said something about this last night. You seem like you're thinking that you're obligated to be something that they want you to be. You have free will to be you. The video yesterday that I did talked about that briefly about um, feeling obligated to people. Ooh, I got that's candle wax. Anyways, feeling obligated to people, feeling obligated to do what people want you to do, or the box they want you to be in. And there's a point in time where you can have a mutual respect to people with people. You don't have to be rude and cruel about it or whatever. But you can say, "This is who I am. I love you. I accept you for who you are. Please love and respect me for who I am." And if they don't, family or not, if it's not growing you, if it's not helping you, if it's not nurturing you, if it's not loving on you, you can walk away from it. Um, your family was given to you for you to learn lessons. That's how I believe it. Not necessarily the fact, but that's just my truth. But look here, people. I woke up early because this was on my mind. I still gotta go. Not YouTube. We're on YouTube. I still gotta go in IG in a little bit and turn up with B-roll, I guess, over there. But before I do that, I need to eat something because my stomach is starting to be like, "What's up? We're just waking up." Oh, don't judge me. Anyways, like, dislike, share. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get that. What do you say? Oh shoot. Wait, I mean, like, with words. Um, don't demand shit from me. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you go out here demanding something from somebody, you're not. If you do get it, it's not real. It's just to fluff you, and you need to check your ego. But no, for real. Let me go because I gotta go eat, and I will be on my IG live in about 10 to 15 minutes. So join me over there if you want to. The turnout will be real. If not, I'll be coming back on live. I don't know later. Maybe I got a life, so I don't know what my kids are gonna wake up and have me doing. But if not, then tomorrow, maybe. I'll be back soon, but I don't really have a schedule for this yet. So just work with me. I'll work with you, type of thing. Thank you guys for clicking on it. Thank you guys for listening and being there. Like I said, subscribe. When I go live, click the bell, you'll get it, and you can come in and interact with me. There will be times where I do question and answers. There'll be other times where I just want to rant and talk. And there will be other things that's on here. Lord knows, I'm multi-talented. If I'm not the personality for you, if you're not clicking with me, if I do not resonate with you, peace and many blessings on your journey called life. I wish you nothing but love and prosperity. And I do hope that you find someone that resonates with you, and that you're able to be healed from whatever you're seeking or get the answers that you seek. If you do resonate with me and you like my content or whatever, I do appreciate you. I do. I really do hope I am being of some service through my journey to someone else. So, peace and many blessings to all.